My beautiful queens and kings, if you're stopping by, this is Sis Kathy Yvette. Well, welcome to my channel. Yes, it's a day. Happy hump day. What is everyone doing? Yeah, I'm here on this plantation, y'all. But I'm leaving a little early today because here in the city of Newark, we're having our 10th annual International Film Festival. So pretty super duper excited. If any of you watch All the Queen's Men, our girl Kiki Hayes, who plays Haynes, she's from Jersey, Jersey native. So she's coming back home. She's our ambassador this year, and she plays a detective on All the Queen's Men, the one that's creeping around with Dom. So it'll be great to see her. It kicked off last night. I couldn't make it. I was doing a few other things. So yeah, so today I am going there to watch some screenings of some independent films. And tomorrow there'll be some panels, discussions. Friday, so you guys, if I'm a little busy, I'm still going to try to get out some reviews, probably like now during my lunchtime over the next couple of days. But I'm booking a film. I mean, already booked it, but I'm shooting a film on Friday. So you won't hear from me on Friday. Sorry, you guys. And then Saturday we have workshops and things, actors workshops and different things. So the event is really, really exciting this weekend. So I may be limited if you don't hear from me. That's what I'm doing. Actors Film Festival. Great seeing all the independent filmmakers do their projects, which is really good to get themselves out there and seeing all the other creatives and people that's in the film industry. So I love it. This is my third year going. 2 years ago, well, yeah, the 8th annual I think was my first. So this will be my third. That was my first year meeting my acting coaches, casting directors. It's been an amazing journey ever since. So this will be my third. So I'm absolutely excited about that. So I'll be leaving early to go to that. So yeah, we're gonna get back in these country Wayne streets. It was pretty interesting last night. There was a couple that I seen, and this one was in particular about Tamera's mother. Dee caught Tamera's mother, y'all. I knew it was something weird with that lady. I didn't think drugs at first, but I knew she was hiding a secret. But she a crackhead, y'all. Plain and simple. She D Boy said she like one of his #1 customers. The way she booked up out of there and trickled on down that street, I said, "Oh my God!" And I really didn't think that Tamera was going to believe D. She took it kind of hard because she's always so critical of D. And what you real critical of, you will soon be facing when you judging other people. Now I know she wanted D to do better, but Tamera thought she came up from a good family. They're a little bougie or whatever, seem to be a little, more on a little more upscale, but you don't know what people be doing. They put on a good front behind closed doors. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know what their family, their lifestyle. And Dad told her before, Dad was out in the streets. That's why he knew the kind of man that D was and what heartache and what that may bring her. He's been out there. And that's how he probably met Mom back in the day, out there in them streets. So she just discovering some things about her family because they only let her see the good side of them. And a lot of times that's what family members do. And I get on my mom sometime about that. I'm like, Mom, share some things. You never really talked to me like that growing up. I had to learn a lot of things on my own, or my aunt, who I was really close with, more so than my own mom. Because me and my mom grew up, it was like a lot like oil and water. And she always wanted to put on this air like she was perfect. My aunt was saying, "Oh no, she wasn't," and she had a lot of things. But it just helps to let you know that your family is real. Your parents were people going through things before they had you, and sometimes you can relate to those things if they would just share and divulge. You don't have to be ashamed. You're human, but you can really teach be a testimony to your children and share things with them. Just it'll bring you closer to them. So Mom didn't want Tamera asking any questions about anything, and that wasn't cool. And the way she like shut Tamera down, I'm like, she's hiding a lot with this front. And you don't want your child to know that you had been on drugs, but you're doing the drugs now. If you did something in the past, like, look, I was out there. I did it, these are the struggles I was going with it, but you don't want that. You want to save those you love from what you may have experienced, or just to let them know that, you human. You are not perfect. And a lot of times we go through things and we think like, oh my God, I'm the only one struggle with this. I wish I was like mom or dad. They don't seem to have went through nothing. You see like all the highlights, but show the good and the bad. It can be a great learning tool for your children. But since she discovered that, now she's talking to the dad about what he discovered. So let's see how the dad feels about all this, and if he'll keep it real with her. Does he? Real quick.
There you go. You had an exhausting day. That bad?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
I don't even know how to say this.
Say what?
I think my mom is doing drugs.
Dad probably knew. He just probably didn't know she was still doing it.
And he said that he saw her at the trap house. And he was sure it was her. And she was buying drugs.
He don't say shop.
It's long past that stage.
See?
What do you mean past?
See?
What do you mean
Too many
past?
secrets.
She's done this before?
Yeah, several times. I thought she just let it go. I thought, she was cured. We went through the whole entire process. And
What?
yeah, I mean, I didn't want to bother you with it. I know that you had your own personal problems. I just didn't think it was gonna hit home like this.
See, I don't understand. Maybe when I was a kid, but like as an adult, I feel like that's something that you guys should tell me. That's something
Right.
that I would want to know.
Baby girl, you were coming to the house with all kind of issues on your own. You had your own baggage. For me to lay this one on top of what you're going through right now would have been chaotic. Would have been something that I don't want to see you go through. Bad enough I'm seeing you go through stuff now.
Wait. So, is that why you left? Is that why you were with another woman?
You know what? Yeah.
Oh, true.
Letting go of stress, thinking that this relationship was just going to no end. So I quit, yeah. Yeah, man, Lord. I didn't.
That's why mom didn't want to say nothing. That's why when she kept pressing mom, dad cheated. Did you cheat on dad? Stop asking me questions. Stop asking me questions. Because I knew it was something with her personally. And wasn't thinking drugs. I thought that mom cheated. Mom might have had an affair. Things were going on in that nature. And the father left because of that. And, probably met somebody. But yeah, it all makes sense because she was so like fidgety and irritable. And don't you ever ask anything again? And then stormed out the house. Now that it's coming back, in hindsight, she was acting real agitated as if it was probably drug related. Wow.
I didn't see this coming, babe. I really didn't. I'm sorry. I should have told you. I just didn't feel like you could handle it right.
Because TAMERA be acting real fragile. She do. She always come off like real fragile.
I don't understand.
How did you find out?
Damien told me. He saw her at the trap house, and that doesn't even sound like my mom.
You sure he's saying the truth?
Yeah. He wouldn't lie to me about something like that.
I don't think he would.
I'm gonna talk to her.
No. Let me talk to her.
Yeah, coming from her, she's gonna be a little bit more embarrassed and hostile. Um, Coming from dad, he already experienced this with her. She probably gonna feel bad as a disappointment. She'll probably deny it and say that wasn't her and D lying. Um, but dad's gonna know. Dad's gonna know. So yeah. Um, Tamara probably couldn't handle it back then. She was dealing with a lot. Tamara comes off sometimes she can be um she was always that like bohemian type of sister, very, chill, calm, earthy, into the crystals and, just stones to help meditate. She always brought that peace. And that was something that Dee needed in his life. She always, and I personally miss that side of Tamara. Um, Now, she seems to be, I don't know, sometimes she comes up still a little naive and real young. Um, just like Sunny, some of these women come off, which I don't like, little scatterbrain, little air, but like I love Rose stays sharp regardless of what. Even Rose was dealing with, those pills she was addicted to. But Rose always stays sharp. Can't play too much game on her because Rose is kind of like me. She like a loner, and when she get close to people, she's very keen on who she deal with, spending time with. That's why I like her and Tasha's relationship, because Tasha was pretty much like that too. Really wasn't dealing with anybody like that. Very much into her business, and so that's why I love that friendship between older women that I could relate more to. They, I can rate old or young. I could just go back from when I was younger or now, but just now the dynamics of your life change. So where I'm at this point, I could kind of get it with them. But this is even Natasha, like she started getting like a little more weaker, wasn't as sharp. Like when she first came on bold and strong, um, they weakened Jocelyn character, and is Tamara. I see the same thing. It's like Erica now all over the place. She was more together in the beginning when she first came on the scene. Like now they're getting like weaker and weaker. Amber, now how she be Sunny is a scatter, very simple. They need to get these women a little bit more stronger. And the men could be the manipulative ones outside of Angelina and Shayla, who can be the bad girls seem to have maybe a little bit more keenness about them. Even when you compare, very Shayla and Amber, who's very Shayla can spot things a little bit more, and Amber could sometimes act like she's oblivious to things. Even though she's not book smart, or I mean, well, no, she may I can't say anything about how book smart they are, but Shayla doesn't have too much going with her in a business sense. But business and book smart doesn't mean you can relate, deal with a lot of life issues, or street smart, and you can be really naive and gullible to basic things that, really you should know that may really save you better than just the book part, the knowledge part, the business. Life is not just business, and you can't operate everything like Anthony as a business. When it comes to life and relationships, he don't have none of that together. None of it. He wasn't even prepared for marriage, but he didn't have anyone to teach him about that either. So a lot of times we get upset, but when you don't have anyone that really guided you in these things, you just make it up as you go. Unless you take, really try to learn from people and sit down with people who have been married, good marriages with the highs and lows, but they really got through it, and it's a healthy marriage. And those, and or just got some like courses on certain things with marital issues, and just how to navigate it, and just how to navigate life skills. So yeah, they got to toughen up these women. Tamara, that's very hurtful to find that out about your mom. Um, but it is what it is. And eventually she's gonna have to sit down with you and talk to you about how she got on drugs and what it is now that had her fall back off, the wagon, and get back on. Her and her husband seem to have a good relationship. So I don't know. But it's interesting. I like to see that conversation. with Tamera, mother and father. Okay, so put in the comments what you thought about this, fam, and let's get on to the next piece.